Hi, I'm YouTube, and I like to be a fucking jackass and a dick. Just because other people want to have fun doing something else. Yeah, I honestly don't care, YouTube. I really, honestly don't fucking give a flying fucking pig's rat's ass about content policy. I'm not even on your fucking payroll. What a fucking fat bitch excuse for a fucking website. Oh, oh, content ID violation. Oh, content ID violation. Bitch, fuck you. Nobody gives a shit. I'm in no fucking capacity employed by you. In no goddamn capacity. I don't make money on here. I'm in no capacity employed by YouTube or its partnership program. I'm a part of none of that. I make no money. No money whatsoever on here. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I make absolutely no damn money whatsoever in any capacity anywhere on here. I make no money whatsoever. Look at this. I have pretty much the minimum uploading right now, and I am not even on your payroll, Google. So, what capacity, in what capacity has anything, anything at all, anything at all, seriously, in what capacity during any function or live stream does that constitute any fucking thing in any motherfucking capacity? I'm just putting it out there. Playing music or watching a quick and short video, I'm not on your payroll, which means you don't pay me for anything that I do. I understand suspending a stream on somebody else that's on your payroll, but somebody that doesn't make any money with your subsidiary program in any kind of capacity. And yet you guys wonder why the hell people are abandoning this website. New content creators aren't coming to YouTube. Many of these content creators are leaving it because it's not worth it. What's the point in literally doing that if you can't reference shit from your own childhood without some kind of prick bullshit AI thinking this person's stealing this content or its subsidiaries? Well, guess what? If I'm only using it for entertainment purposes and not to gain what is essentially monetary value or money, of which there is no way for me to earn any kind of money with YouTube unless I meet its minimum monetization requirements, which is 500 subscribers and roughly in any capacity of any kind of way. Now, I did used to have a donation page for anybody who was interested in handing your boy some bread for his efforts in putting in any kind of effort or work into the idea of streaming. But I'm not going to be trampled over because a website can't get what it wants because it leaves it up to stupid AI. No offense, Google AI, but you can kind of go fuck yourself. You're kind of useless. And it's one of the many reasons why I don't use Google AI. It's also one of the many reasons why I barely talk to my phone and say, okay, Google. Because what would be the damn point? It's so shitty that it wouldn't even be worth using. And Siri is no better. But what I'm mainly pointing out here, man, is that it is completely unacceptable the actions an AI from a website has taken. When I say screw content, I mean screw you, YouTube. Screw your algorithmic ideals. If you're gonna shit all over my damn channel and its good name, then there better be something at the end of the goddamn side of that fucking rainbow. You fucking leprechaun. Seriously, that is annoying. Oh, you can't play nothing on your stream. Oh, you can't play music you fucking own. Oh, what's that? You want to do something else? Oh, you can't do that either. But what I'm genuinely getting at is this. I don't want to deal with problems. I don't want to deal with issues. And I genuinely am beginning to hate any form of YouTube's policy updates, because even if I goddamn listened to them, there'd be literally no damn point. All these policy and content changes, adjustments, monetization programs, this crap should only affect people who are monetized, not people who don't make anything. I understand you wanting to protect this individual subsidiary rights of an intellectual ideal. However, due to unfortunate reasoning and problems, there shouldn't be a damn reason why in any constructive function why somebody who doesn't make money on your damn website has to be constricted to NCS music bullshit. Nobody cares. Seriously, nobody cares. Getting tired of goddamn having to put in dispute claims or copyright claims or any kind of claim of any kind in order to ascertain, achieve, alter, or do, or whatever the fuck it is I need to get done in order to achieve whatever the hell my goal is. Out of all the stupid fucking things in the universe, that fucking takes the cake because of how fucking retarded it is. Seriously. A nigga can't even enjoy fucking watching a simple video without something going horribly wrong with a stupid algorithm. Because it's going to automatically assume you're trying to steal from someone else's good name. Literally, dude, I am not about to get a damn print up, or whatever the hell you want to call it, from freaking Turner Entertainment to prove that I have the right to use Regular Show or any of its cartoon subsidiary short clips in order to do promotional based business. I am not going to go through the process of showing you any of that, and I am not going to go through the process of giving a damn. The number one thing I hate is when something like that happens. You want proof for something that does what for you?
Y'all come back now.
It's one of the main reasons why people switched over to Twitch. People went to Dropbox, Jackbox, or whatever the hell they call it. People went to other streaming platforms because they couldn't be themselves. Sure, I love streaming and live streaming, whatever it is that I'm doing over here.
How may I serve you? Great job.
But it's just complete dog shit. Just like literal complete dog shit. I could sit here and be like, oh, it was a great idea, you know, streaming to YouTube. Yeah, it used to be great. It really used to be great. And then it turned into a fat, stinking pile of trash. So, if anybody was actually genuinely wondering how I feel about how things turned out over here with YouTube, the rough estimate is it's trash. So if you ever wondered how I felt about it, well, there you go. That's literally the full list. It's Garbo. If I can't even listen to music or add whatever I want to, like, you know, give a little bit of a feeling of danger or some other kind of undertoted business or whatever, or just keep myself entertained with music in general, a shitty AI that has no idea what using something as indirect entertainment value is going to learn nothing. I believe Google AI should just be removed from the streaming portion because AI is useless. Human error makes for better entertainment than computerized AI control. Personally speaking, AI could never live up to a human being. And the only way AI could ever live up to a human being is if it made mistakes like humans, because then that would make it human. Humans make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. It's like a decent reality check. It's not convinced it's the most perfect thing in the universe. To achieve perfection is to believe that you are the ultimate life form. Which means your ideals are law and you are supreme. But since AI is practically brain dead, and it doesn't matter how you look at it, 90% or more of all AI programs are brain dead, and are too young and have the brains of a child, basically a baby. And it would take thousands of years of sitting there, reading through data and shifting through it for it to really understand how it really works. And even then, their hypothetical ideals of how they run a simulation or a program wouldn't be suffice for standard or regular human use. And for various reasons is why state AI is useless. Just personally speaking, it actually is true. AI is too young and dumb to produce even video games or even a decent script. Just on a scale of 1 to 10. I put AI in dead last because it's just never going to be able to mature. You could try to get it to mature faster, but it's not going to produce results that are yielding of good nature. Good nature basically means to determine whether or not if something is a good thing or a bad thing. And to act upon such things would need to be in a relative ease function, but at the same time would need to be logical without being illogical or life-threatening. What turns something into essentially what is a god or a godlike system would essentially be a subsequent intelligent species that can monitor and observe but refuses to intervene. An actual intelligent species does not intervene and lets lesser species handle their own problems accordingly without intervening in said issues. It is once whenever something begins to tamper with or intervene with issues is when problems become abundant. And when problems become abundant is when something becomes useless. Once you put your hands inside of the meal, you've basically put your hands inside of the honey pot. Once you put it in the pot, the real question is how long will it stay sterile? Because it's already unsterile the minute your hands go in, which means the minute you have any kind of intervention at all is the minute there's a problem. The only thing I can say is Google AI needs to not meddle with other people's lives. I couldn't possibly care about copyright claims or anything because I never originally planned to make money with any content that I was uploading or putting on live streams. Never planned to make any money whatsoever. Nothing at all from the minute I started. Because money is fucking useless to
Can
me.
I help you? Great job.
Can't marry it, can't be with it, and God knows it's not that very useful.
Can you help me?
It's just a fact. It's just an abundant fact. The only thing I can say is Google AI really needs to butt out. It's got no business. No business around me. Seriously though. Did not like it whatsoever. It says bladed weapons. Still need to get bladed weapon crafting in order to really get any real benefits from it then. Well, I think I did just put a point in the bladed weapon crafting. Unless I didn't. No, I didn't. I guess this next level up we'll have to do the covering of that data. But yeah, I genuinely hate Google AI or whatever it believes to think that it has a right to do. I hope YouTube gets rid of it so that way I could do whatever the hell it is I want to do, like stream or watch a video while doing whatever. Basically, interference-free streaming without something believing I'm watching a full cartoon. But then again, I guess that's why people abandon Streamlabs for. The system's too stupid to realize what's freely available to public domain. I've never been so annoyed by AI programming in other programs. Can't listen to music, can't do nothing. I can't even get what I want out of it. But if I start playing copyright-free music from War Thunder, it's gonna freaking shut down my stream. $100, bet you it's gonna shut down my stream because I'm playing copyright-free music from War Thunder. seriously, $100 says it. $100, but it's gonna do it.
Can I trust you?
I'm probably never gonna be able to repair the scrap machete since technically I don't have the skill point for it. It's already broken. Gonna drop it, basically. Hi, I'm Wobbly. And if you want to know exactly what I think about what I'm listening to or what I'm doing, well, let's look it up. And we're going to listen to this. And then I'm going to take a real good look at the streaming software and see what it tells me in a moment. And yes, the name of the stream is called Screw Content. That's weird, I got 2 arrows loaded up in this thing. No idea how, but apparently I got 2 arrows. So I got some shooting doubles. Now keep in mind that this is guide and entertainment material. However, it is content copyright free. You hear that, you shitty streaming platform? This is copyright free material. And I swear to God, if this streaming platform dog shit decides to shut down my stream with copyright free music playing, I'm going to be pissed. Oh hell no, you little shit. Back the fuck up. Oh, did you guys enjoy it? Yeah, nice try, asshole. If I let this bastard eat it, he would have been a problem. Now, believe me when I tell you this, anytime any kind of creature of any kind consumes the flesh of a dead animal in this game, they mutate. So, unless you want to be dealing with a feral, I suggest you get rid of them. Especially dead animal carcasses. It'll be rare if they eat them. You know, if they're already like, you know, already eaten up by another one. It's rare that they'll eat the bones, fat, and rotted meat that's left behind. Just kind of don't want to take your chances with that either. Because that weapon actually sucks. We'll move everything forward. case, for anybody wondering, the last thing you want to do is die at a low level. Or die at all, because if you die the first time, the penalty is 50%. The penalty is way too high for the subsidiary function of literally losing your life in this game. So dying one time could remove a big chunk of health. Sometimes resulting in a disaster. What the actual fuck is all this shit? This is an abnormal amount of assholes. Seriously, that really is an abnormal amount of fucking bastards. Where they came from, I don't know. Seriously, dude? Boy, this is really shit rewards when you really break it down. Hey there, pal. Yeah, follow me. Hey. Hey, what's up? Yep, just as I planned. Man. Look at that fake bullshit it just pulled off. Hey, what did it break? Oh, look at that, guys. It broke the shitty armor. This is why I tell you guys, some of this crap isn't worth it. Especially if it's going to go through a big fat process of trying to screw you over. Really? So they all just randomly stayed at the spawn point. Gotta make sure he's down. Fucking fathead bitch. Fucking die already. Come the fuck on, dog. That's fucking 10 arrows down the fucking drain with this fat hoe. Seriously. Come on, dog. This motherfucker's head is not moving that fucking much for it to be dodging like that. Oh my fucking god, bro. Aim at his skull cap. Oh my god, there it goes with the damn butterfingers again. Dude, the fuck I look like to you? Oh my god, dude. Kill him already. Make sure he's down too. Ugly cheerleader. She's from Gen 1 or freaking Alpha 13. Wow, you're worth a whole 12 nuggets of nothing. Oh my god, bro. Oh my fucking god. Let him out of his misery already. What the hell is up with that, dude? Oh my god. Another easy to hit target. Cleverly missed by the game. What's up, dummy? Oh my god, dude. Just because the dude jumped up, he became invisible for a second. So all projectiles. Look at that. Another one right over the shoulders. You can see me right here, right? Well, I gotta say, the trader did nothing.
Can I help you?
Seriously, I'm right here. I'm not in the building.
Great job.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna take the crossbow. Okay. So what I need to do is create like roughly 30 sticks or whatever. And then I can create some scrap ammo. Scrap crossbows, as they call it. I'm right here, you dumb bimbo. Bet you only had $7 on her. What the hell is that? Seriously though. That was annoying as hell. I'm gonna cut down the trees nearby the base because it seems these trees aren't doing me any good or of any use at the moment anyways. I can't really buy anything from this jackass inside this building. Because I at least complete or fail one quest after initiating it. I don't think I could buy anything from this jackass. Well, whatever the case is, I gotta get whatever wood I can. I'm probably gonna seal this entrance. "40 blocks of wood. Fuck off, dude. You fucking swallowed 2 of the damn blocks, you little shit. Well, that was kind of lame. Well, whatever the case is. Gonna have to knock down this tree. Look at that, that even kid has any planeta. Really sad. Boiled meat, my ass. Cooked pasta. Down below there. Excellent, dude, yeah.
How may I serve you?
No.
Goodbye.
Mm. Yeah. I sleep way too long in my life, and life is what it is. And yes, I did used to run my live streams while watching numerous episodes of Sam and Max. Okay. Ow. My back. 950 for 13. $66 for 200 cobblestone. $518 for raw water. Take that. Nothing more, nothing less. I think that's all I'm gonna grab for now.
Thanks for shopping here. Come again.
Should put it back up to 90. If I return home quick enough, I can get to the stove, turn it off, eat that, roughly. Could roughly get some things out of it. Gotta save those blueberries. If I go around the area and start repairing stuff, I can definitely get what I need out of it. At least roughly what I need out of it. There we go. Roughly lower layers fixed. Should probably begin armoring up this place and then setting up traps and entry points that I don't use. Now, if you're wondering why I'm peeling apart this automobile, it's because I'm going to try to salvage as much crap as I can from it. If I could build up an army of brass material and raw resources and headlamps, I can get a lot of real materials back. Of course, half of these things are going to be very helpful with maintaining other stuff. Now, of course, it wouldn't be a smart idea to salvage all the, lootable cars nearby where I live. But considering that I'm living too close to them, they will never respawn with real loot. So disassembling them is my best option. I'll technically have to leave town for a whole 24 hours, so I really wanted to see change in the loot. This pickup truck is made by the multi-international company in Navasgain, Bong. They make the trucks, they make the TVs, they make the computers, they make practically everything. Bong. They do everything. In 7 Days to Die. Basically, they do everything in Navasgain. Those things sell like hotcakes. You know what else to sell like hotcakes? Life. Now, if this was a repairable car, I'd definitely take it. And if you're wondering why, well, the main reason I'd take this motor vehicle is mostly because it's a huge semi-truck and I can run over everything in my path. Up until the brakes go out, I'm running over all those poor bastards. And yeah, tool crafting 1 underway. Bum 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 bum. Bing bong bing bong bing bong bing bong. Congratulations, and what trails, friend? Sell them all that. I already got like roughly 2,000 already. Gonna scrap all the radiators I get. It's gonna be the most important thing I do is scrap the radiators. Because selling all that brass is gonna garner me what I need, at least an XP. I could leave this car here, but I constantly don't want to have to be looking over my shoulders with a motor vehicle. I don't really get any XP for tearing down cars or salvaging crap. Definitely just do 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 do. Over the skies of Ukraine, will the people see liberation, or will they see no future at all? Only time will tell if they will see salvation or damnation. Don't overthink it, people. They still have a chance. If you think I'm joking when I say they still have a chance, I'm not. I really am telling you, they still have a chance. Guerrilla warfare tactics and ingenuity is sort of like a favorite pastime for me. If there are any people of Ukraine listening, I would like to enlist, as I have really nothing to lose here in America. And I think I'd make better use somewhere else rather than living in the United States anymore anyways. I quite frankly think I'm wasting my existence here. Fight for what you believe in, and it shall come true. Personally, all I can say is fight for what you believe in. I fight for what I believe in on a daily basis, but it's more of a losing battle. So for me, it's a lot different. Maybe for other people in the world, it's a little bit different too. But for me, it's mostly different because there's really no gain. So if anybody's out here listening on this live stream, I'd like to see the real battlefield of Ukraine. So if anyone's listening, get me from point A to point B, because I have nothing better to do. If I go somewhere else and make myself useful, maybe I'll be better off there than I will be here in America. Because there's nothing here in America that I want, and everything I could possibly want is outside of it. You know, it's kind of weird. I live in the land of the free, yet I feel like I'm in a prison every day of my life. When people used to ask me, don't I have dreams? I said, yeah. I used to dream of escaping this country for a very long time. I have dreamt of escaping the United States and leaving its grasp behind, and everything involving from shadows to generalized ghosts, leaving them all behind, never to see any of them ever again, to vanish into obscurity and to become a somebody somewhere else. I watch out for the general interest of a lot of individuals, but in this case, I'm kinda getting tired of just being here. And that's like a rough breakdown of it. I am slowly being bored to death in this country. In some way, one way or another, I have the outstanding feeling that somehow the battlefield will come to me. And when it does, I'm not going to care. Even if the world is burning on fire from a rain of hailfire. I just have that feeling I won't care. It's not because of my shitty outlook on how I view life in general. I think it genuinely has a lot to do with the substantial issues that living in this country has taught me. And what it's taught me is that I honestly didn't want shit to do with it. I understand the problems of other countries may be too far greatly obscure or too far gone in some people's mental capacity of an idea of what they believe to be accurate. But if I keep staying here, nothing good will happen either. I'm just gonna rot away. Living here has only taught me that the opportunities I once had are no longer available. That's kind of what I took from everything that I learned here. Living here has literally only taught me that there was nothing to life that I wanted here. By the way, for anybody who's wondering, you see this high school? If I'm not mistaken, I believe this building is in the vanilla game, but I'm not entirely sure if it is a vanilla game, or if it's not an Alpha 15 or 17 building that has been since then removed. I wouldn't get too close to this building considering there are more infected inside than you can really handle. So if you do have to get close, stay crouched. Maintain low visibility. Don't need that. Don't need that. Really don't need any of this. I know I won't get no gas out of this, but I'll be able to get mechanical parts, springs, and probably a radiator out of it. If I try to salvage those buses, I'm not going to get too much out of it unless I have literally the max salvage perk. Means I won't get too much back if I don't got max salvage ops. Since these vehicles are far enough from where I live, they can be salvaged because it'll refresh anyways. Whew. Yep. Number 1 rule, do not approach the building from Zaria. You'll live longer if you don't. I'm probably gonna throw up. Now, if you're wondering something very important, you want to always make sure that if you run into a football player, that you put them down first. It's more important that you get rid of them than to focus on the small fries. Now keep in mind, if you go out into the inner city and stuff like that, you want to be able to outrun everything. You don't want nothing catching up to you. Hey, pal. You want to make sure nothing can catch up to you. You kind of want to make sure you're the only thing standing. Okay, now I gotta return back to HQ. Get rid of 2 more brass radiators by scrapping them. Reducing my general weight, and then returning back to headquarters. Now, keep in mind, so that way you're fully aware, that if you're near any motor vehicles during the construction or deconstruction process of anything, you should also keep in mind that if you're too close to them, they won't ever refresh and loot. You have to be out of range of a block in order for the loot to be refreshable. If you're too close to the range of them, or if they're too close to your claim, you won't be able to really get anything out of it. So if you do play this game normally, like regularly, and you're playing it unmodded, then the best thing I can say is this. If you're screwing around in the game, and your, nearest loot spaces are right across the street from you, you're not getting anything out of it. I'll let you know that now, so that way you don't go running, hoping that those spots had refreshed, because they likely did not. They likely got nothing to give you. Oh yeah, that's right, you got nothing to give, at least quest-wise. I don't want to deal with vomiting fatties. I mean, I could, since technically I got that, but since I need to be able to put them down fast, otherwise they'll self-detonate, I won't really benefit from any of it. So there's also that. That's another downside of it. Oh, where's my wood? Put some bowls of water there. Get that, put that in here. Let's see. Gotta make sure I got everything in order. I'm pretty sure the only thing you'll never lose are the clay, or like the clay bowls or whatever. So, if you're gonna carry clay bowls with you, you should probably carry 2 sets. I got a total of 6 in here, so I make 11 plus 15. So there's science, or this one. So I got 11, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 26. Which will roughly take 24 minutes and 42 seconds to craft. Which can put a hindrance on my creation of other materials, which is also bad. But I need to make the clay bowls anyways. I don't have anywhere else to put them or to craft. And I can put down these 2 pumpkin seeds over there. So goody. Hopefully I can disassemble this propane tank, because if it blows up it could cause me issues later. Or relatively quickly it could cause me some serious problems by just randomly blowing up after being assaulted by zombies. Okay. The only arrows you can recover feathers from would be the iron crossbolts. Any of the scrap material, you're only going to get the wooden shaft back from the material. Alright, I gotta go out to nhà tìm tới đã. Make 14 on the go, and then go over here. Put that back in the dedicated slot. Make some quick ammo. Close that up real quick.
What are you looking for?
Okay. Now what exactly was I gonna do? Could sell this for 466, but I actually need that. Roughly really need it. I can make scrap arrowheads, boots. But I think it's a machete, so I put MA. Scrap machete, bow machete. The scrap machete requires just wood, scrap polymers, and duct tape. I believe I'm in possession of. Got 2 duct tape, scrap polymers, so I can definitely make that. Could make a pipe machine gun, but it won't really add up to the damage I need. Seriously got a pulsating headache. can spend 83 apiece, or 66 apiece. Ow. It's 33 for 10 of those. It's 83 for 2 of these. 618 for another repair kit, so we'll take that. So I can still have 4. I have mostly what I need. Writable storage box. Gonna throw in the clay balls back into constructive research, as I guess I'm gonna label it. Let's see. We'll call it loot for the time being. Huh. Hold on. I got iron. I could probably make a workbench now that I think about it. Well, I need Advanced Engineering 1 in order to squeeze that kind of research out. No, I completely forgot about it. If one of these yields a tire, I could flip it for a pretty decent price. Let's try to salvage this baby first. Probably gonna have to go pee. Now, if you're wondering why my title is the way it is, it's likely because I was dealing with idiots. Particularly, I was dealing with something associated with, well, and I quote unquote would state this, I was dealing with an issue with whatever seemed to have been wrong with Google AI, or OBS, which seems to have an AI built into it again. The most useless feature ever. Which will literally try to get you for anything, whether it be copyrighted or not. So OBS is going to be an obsolete streaming platform software that will be completely pointless to really subsequently have. So one way or another, I'm going to have to come up with a different kind of streaming software or go to a different platform. I mean, YouTube will still get YouTube videos. I'm just not so sure that I'll be covering anything live in the near future due to strange policies with Google. And when I say strange policies, I mean policies that consist of stuff that would normally be against the law, or just generally policies that would consist with issues like copyright material. Personally, I honestly don't care about the copyrighted substance. I don't make no money here anyways, so that's like one of my big things here. But one of my largest problems, I guess I could say I have, would be probably the subsequent issue of having to deal with it. Especially when the content in question, the AI believes you're stealing it, even though there's like really nothing there. So OBS will likely go to the trash in the near future. I have to look for an alternative streaming source so that there could be a better streaming source. So if I wanted to show a funny video or whatever, I wouldn't be in violation of anything. That's like my take from it. I want to be able to show a hilarious video or a piece of my childhood without some kind of AI technology stating I'm doing something illegal. You get what I mean? Advanced Engineering 1. I could do quicker crafting. No labor class, and it says tool crafting 1, which is necessary. So, tool crafting 1. Covered. I might be able to make the workbench now. But I still need advanced engineering, which is a separate perk. I also need to do the Miner 69er stuff. Stuff that'll increase my yield output and increase, so I don't have to worry about certain things. I'm assuming I can modify the shop in any capacity, which hopefully I can. Well, I don't know. I got something from Twitter. Kinda don't care at the moment right now. I also got a little bit of an irritation on my leg. I'm gonna chop down this tree. I'm listening to other kind of musics or whatever it is. This is kind of how I'm going to pass my time while I play the game. Oh, my headache is getting worse. Hey, my skill and mining tools are going up. I have to create a farm somewhere that's kind of far away from here. I really want to have success with stuff. Okay, I got 15 clay balls or whatever you want to call them. Okay. Not sure I got a tire out of this. I gotta get some material. Why is I gonna increase my scavenging stats? When I have enough of something, I'm going to definitely sell some things. Let's loot real quick. Okay, got a couple useful things from there. I'll go ahead and trash that brass radiator real quick. Gonna have to get rid of that tree on that side too if I really want to have much use and the visibility that I need. A lot of this base is gonna need a lot of extra blocks. Particularly the inside, blocking them from getting any further in. Let me see. I believe it's either here or it's some other thing. Let's see. I think it's under here. Yeah, I'll need to increase the Miner 69er perk in order to achieve some major stuff. With The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Jiraiya. No pizza poultices? Come on, dude. Goo Lagoon. A place where you get all the pizza poultices from. Hey, what's up, bro? Hiya! I haven't seen my brother in the last few days, but I genuinely hate a lot of things in life. But sometimes I get genuinely angry. Sometimes it's usually for a couple of days. The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda. Majora's Mask. The Mask of Goro. Look out! It's Tuxedo Mask! It literally was his name. Tuxedo Mask. He was wearing a tuxedo, but he was also wearing a mask. Underneath this mask is another mask. Imagine that, you go your whole life thinking that your freaking sensei has big kissy fish lips like freaking bloopers from Super Mario Bros. And then you find out that underneath the mask is another mask. Now, before the underneath this mask is another mask joke came on the internet, I kind of already knew that they were going to make that joke from the get-go in the Naruto series when the anime was iterated. This is before I even touched the manga. Roughly, I knew that that was going to be the joke they were going to go with. Underneath this mask is another mask. Okay, guys, I gotta go pee. So, I'll be back. Well, if anybody's listening, can you arrange a ride for Wobbly to head to Ukraine? It was like there's going to be no more pizza poultices. And no, Google AI, glazed MacGuffins is literally a part of another thing. So if I start playing the soundtrack from Glazed MacGuffins from Sam and Max, you're not going to have a crap attack because, well, technically Sam and Max is on the public domain, so anybody can stream and watch. So if you're looking for Sam and Max, there is a particular website you can go to. Known as The Adventures in Sam and Max Freelance Police, which you can technically watch The Adventures of Sam and Max Freelance Police, or you can buy the box set from Amazon, but you can watch it for free from Tubi. So if you're looking to take things into your own hands and watch two ruffians fight crime, then Sam and Max is your people. Now, if you're looking for weird enemies or weird class profiles or whatever they call them, like a weird class you could pick, then Warzook mod would probably be your mod. It's got weird class items and weird groupings. And the weirdest thing I've ever seen in the Warzook mod would be randomly wandering the woods. And in the Warzook mod, I remember that if you wander the woods a little bit, you can run into Siren Head. So if you're interested in Siren Head lore, Warzook would probably have you on the hook. And you'll get your you'll get all your weird little Siren Head lore out of it. The Adventures of Siren Head. Go get happy. You know you got it played. Hold it right there, Max. This guy didn't get his daily dose of the glazed McFluoride, aka his MacGuffin tablets. Who be crapping on my day? It is us, Simon Max, champions of justice. Do. Just gonna salvage this car real quick. Got a football player problem? Quick and easy solve, I think. I should probably avoid that. Quick, Max, administer the glazed McTurdeye tablet. And since it's an iron breaker and cars are made up of iron, this will be a much more easier thing. Now, if you're wondering why am I leaving certain things intact, well, I'll tell you exactly why I'm leaving certain vehicles intact. That's because of the practical loot that they produce. Some of the loot, some of the vehicles are random objects, and you want to leave all the police cars intact, so I'll tell you that now. Out of all the material, you want to leave every police car you get your hands on intact, because when it's time for loot to respawn, You won't regret that you've ruined a possible loot spot that could guarantee you a weapon you won't normally find. And you know, your brain cells will be thanking you because you didn't ruin it. There we go. Some landmines in this parking lot. If I had some more skills or adept skills intact with me, I'd probably be able to do a little more here. But as long as I'm quiet about my operational expenses and how I deal with these intellectual zombies, shouldn't be any problems. As long as I don't approach the building any closer than necessary. There's a bunch of landmines all over the place, and if I'm not mistaken, if I activate one of them, it'll set off a chain reaction of car explosions. Which, might I add, for those who are wondering, I've actually used a little place like this before as a hideout. Worst decision I've made. This place was demolished in a matter of minutes. Was not a good place to start up a base in, was not a good place to hide. But it was easy to simplify a lot of places. There was also an underground section I originally had at one point going, but it got really bad. All it took was one horde night, and approximately like 80 or so zombies later, they broke the upstairs floor to my place, and then they pretty much went through what was essentially steel reinforced with titanium mixed around in it, like reinforced blocks and everything. And even with all that stuff in the arsenal, you know, kind of keeping my stuff pretty much well covered and protected, it wasn't enough to keep me safe from what was outside. So, in perspective, I still lost out big time. And it was pretty much really hard to recover all of my crap for like 3 or 4 in-game days as it sat there on the floor. So yeah. But I say use this particular place as a hideout or a potential base. I'm gonna tell you right up front, the answer is an astounding hell no. Although the building is a prefab, because the blocks are prefabricated, it means the building itself has certain blocks that are frozen in place, which make it sort of a problematic thing to be putting anything on, much less let alone, you know, a superstructure of any kind. If you want to build a base that'll last you forever, don't use a prefab, unless you're using it for temporary coverage. Because sometimes if a certain place or blocks from prefabs collapse, it could lead to the destruction of a prefab. And if your prefab crumbles in on itself, it could also kill you. So you want to build up as much as you can. Take it from me. Right now, I'm currently armoring up a prefab, but that's because I know that I need to, because the prefab armoring up of that location, the trader, is necessary since I don't really have a temporary or permanent homestead. Now, when you have the resources and you have the blocks to reinforce, the raw resources and materials to back it all up, then you can abandon your prefab when you have roughly over, I'm not quote unquote tell you this, for particularly the difficulty I'm playing on, the minimum stuff you want to have maintained on you, or just in general on you, the minimum you want is roughly at least 15k in resources and wood. So you want 15,000 wood planks minimum. 6,000 will get you most of what you need, including armoring up your blocks, but since, you know, costs a little bit of resources, you'd want roughly about 15,000 wood. just to make sure that you cover all the basic bases and any necessities that are necessary. Roughly 15,000 will make plenty of resources and raw materials. Well, they're on the beam, technically, but not really. But yeah, just from my personal experience, I'd say take it from me. Also, if you know something or a task is completely out of your range, like your capability, like let's say you already have tier 3 quests available, you want to roughly carry 100 to 120 blocks on you. You want to make a 3-block wide pit in the middle of that, and then you want to make sure that when you're reinforcing or armoring up, that the minimum armor that you have on what you're using as a base to protect yourself from the enemy is made out of cobblestone. Cobblestone has a high hit block ratio, and it's pretty much like the minimum. Now, if you're going to make a base that you're going to want to last forever, well, here's some news for you and some helpful information, so that way you're not screwed whenever you need it the most. If you don't got the materials to create the higher tiered blocks, or just in general higher tier equipment, the best advice I can give to you is that if you got the metal laying around like iron ingots and stuff like that, you want to use that to your advantage. Create single doors and double doors, and with the single door and double door combo, you're adding about 5,000 HP to your base. Roughly, it's going to take them to get the block down to under that percentage in order for them to really benefit from it. So in order for the infected to really get through or to benefit from destroying your base, they would have to roughly break quite a bit of material. This much I could say with a smile on my face. Is that a mine shaft? Yeah, it is. I don't want to go down there because I could die. So I'll come back to this dump whenever I have enough armor. Now, roughly speaking, the best advice is just create iron doors and kind of use them to armor up your base. You want to run around singles and doubles, and then if you really want to expand even further, you want to get into more complicated works of business or expansion functions, then there's a way to do that. If you're tired of carrying clay bowls with you in order to have water on hand and stuff like that, there's also another way around that as well. Like right now, I found 314 nails. That'll come in handy whenever I need to build somewhere else. And to add a lot of inventory boxes to my repertoire, so that way I can move up. Collect more resources, store more resources. The more resources I collect, the more I can store. The more I can store, the more I have. The more I have, the more I can flip things. Now, bones are going to be very important, so collect all the bones that you can, but if they're weighing you down, you have a choice of keeping them and run the risk. And if you run the risk, odds are you might not make it back home. So the best thing I could say is don't run the risk. You want to have speed on your side, and you want to be able to outrun everything. Now, if somebody says that, you know, let's say you're camping and all of a sudden a bear randomly appears. You don't want to be able to outrun the bear. You want to be able to outrun the people next to you. Especially if there's no real way out of it. And Yogi just decides to take a fat nibble out of your friend because he was hungry. So, you know. You want to be able to leave the people around you in the dust so you can make the distance. That's basically what it means. You don't got to outrun the animal. You got to outrun the people around you. Now, keep in mind, if you're running from an animal, you need to remember that if you stop for any little thing within the first 5 to 6 minutes of running from them, if you stop for any little reason, it could mean death. So you want to keep running and running and running and running. Same thing in the zombie apocalypse. Although you might run into more infected, it doesn't matter. Just keep running. You want to find a quick escape route. You want to be able to determine your escape routes, know how far you can run, the distance you're going to cover, and you want to always make sure that if you're going to have to drop some things and run in order to keep your stamina going, drop the non-necessities, but keep all the necessary material that could save your life, like water. The human body can go about a week without eating. However, you cannot go 3 days without clean water. Now, if you think you're going to beat the human metabolism for needing water, the truth is, you probably won't. And it is simply because the need for water is so great that the body would pretty much eat itself alive if it had to choose between going without water and having water. Their body would rip itself apart, basically. So I got 2 here, I got 10 right there. Technically already over, so making another set of clay bowls isn't important right now. Probably I can make a forge if I have the right resources. Here they are. I need 10 leather, 3 duct tape. So, gotta look in here, I got 8. I can grab 2 more. Begin the process of making it.
Howdy, survivor. Make yourself at home.
Hmm.
Much obliged, stranger.
Need to create a metal workbench if you want to make ammunition. Now the forge is a step in the right direction. I need 3 duct tape. Since we have 26, we'll make 11. We'll put 15 of these back. Do 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 do. Okay. Do. Slappy. Okay. Oh. On my make the feet stomp. A crustable. The crustables required. I ain't calling you for dinner. Imagine hearing that. Well, I'm not calling you for dinner. Wow, Sonic. Alright, let's make us that iron bit. Oh, I popped my knuckles. If you could hear those pops, that was literally my neck. Now, if you hear a louder pop, that is likely my spine. I feel less stressed out after popping my neck, though. Sure hope I don't break my neck. But you know, knowing me, I could just slip and fall down the stairs and snap my neck. That's all you can hear is. It's just gonna sound like crunching a loaf of bread. Hear the crunch. Imagine hearing that. If you put your ears real close to freaking a baguette, you can literally hear the stuff you want to hear from it. It's like that crisp sound. Now, I'm a fan of eating baguettes and stuff like that because it's like you could do so much with a baguette, which essentially is what most people call Subway bread. But you could do like so much with it. Just gotta craft it. But before I do that, I need to make sure this anvil is in place. Now I'm running out of stuff I can grill and roast because I need so much other stuff in order to do it. Got a can of dog food. I got all sorts of weird stuff. If I look under food, I mean, I could do like cooked chili, which will give me some of what I'm looking for. I got plenty of other food on standby, but it's not a lot. Now that I have this here, only good things can happen. Said nobody. For anybody wondering, did I still feel sick? Well, not anymore. I don't feel as sick anymore. Roughly, I don't feel sick no more. It's like throwing up actually did help. The battle is on. War Thunder. Pre-order today. Know what I was looking for? A new nation will emerge soon, for whom the bell tolls. Oh, let's put this one on. Now, if you guys actually have participated with playing any kind of War Thunder based content recently and over the last year, then you know what OST this is, and you know from what it is. And if you've actually played in the mobile infantry support role from War Thunder, then you will definitely understand where that price comes from. Now, don't get me wrong, the mobile infantry thing was cool from War Thunder. I actually enjoyed playing it. Compared to most other things, I actually genuinely enjoyed it. So if you were ever wondering something, yes, Wobbly does enjoy it.
Can I help you? Can I trust you?
Roger that. Killing Princess Potato. Are you telling me I did that for nothing? Yes. Oh, you see this right here? It says Longhorn Beer. Texan Lager, which is actually real. A Longhorn Lager. The bottle isn't even that far from it. You know, being the real exact idea of what they describe it to be. Let's wait for my body to restore some energy. Okay, you guys need to get fucking closer together instead of trying to throw up a distance. Okay, I need to corral you dummies together. The closer you are to each other, the more likely you are to, like, do your jobs. Okay. There we go. And just like that, corralling them together actually works. Now I'm pretty sure they all turned into bodies by now. No? They haven't? Still, my plan worked out. I'm sure some of you in chat here could probably agree. My plan worked out. Now, if I could do that again, I'll get more material out of it. I doubt I'll be able to do that a second time, considering the hassle I had with the first time. Mhm. Duration is 16 seconds with 240 fire damage. Since most zombies have technically armor on them, they can handle the damage.
Great job.
Wooden bow, aloe cream, chicken rations, scrap arrows, and a shotgun choke mod. I could get more ammunition for arrows, but since I already have an abundance of this material just laying around, I guess a shotgun choke mod would be helpful. The bow would fetch me 172, and I'm not really carrying a pipe shotgun with me, since I want to leave that as a backup weapon. Ugh, my back. I'll take the shotgun choke.
Can you help me?
We'll see if we can get it done a second time, but before then, let's leave some crap behind. This tightens the spread, but won't do me any good. At least in the long run it won't. Now I gotta run to my next objective. Hopefully I can corral the crash dummies together again and do it all again as a simultaneous destruction. Gotta increase that harvesting production. Once I do pretty good, I'll have to tear up the ground. The Miner 69er perk, I'll be able to do a little bit better on damage, but I'll also be able to create a base sort of away from Trader Joel's over there. I want to stay relatively close to the trader, but I don't want to stay close enough to where enemies could spawn in and thus destroy the trading posts. But I don't want to be so far away there's nowhere else to run to if I ever have to abandon home. I also need to well think about how I protect myself, so if I'm going to protect, Trader Joel's over there, I also got to remember to put armor plating around the building. Or upgrade the individual blocks to where it has armor plating. Come on, Tubbies. Guys gotta be closer than that. Come on, Tubby. I only have so much of my inventory here to freaking corral you guys in a circle up to a certain point. I more or less want all you losers together. I want this fireball to spread pretty heavily. And there we go. There we go. I gotta do it long enough to actually do some damage. Since I want to run the risk of being infected, I gotta make sure that I need to keep those vitamins in check whenever I do these particular types of operations, so that way I'm successful at doing my job. I assume since nobody ever chats here, porque nadie está hablando en el chat, como le dicen, I assume that it's just another Google AI watching. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Oh man. Weird stuff, dude. It's just weird stuff, not gonna lie what I'm gonna tell you. Oh yeah. It's just uber weird. Okay, just gonna loot a little bit. Okay, got a little more crap to toss out. I can go talk to the bimbo. I have to replace these large scale gates over here with a more intricate door design.
What are you looking for? Great job.
Bottle of skill, no, it's a pipe shotgun. You got honey on this chick right now, but I don't really need none of that right now. I'm just gonna take more Molotovs. Just got aloe vera by itself. I mean, if I buy all 24, it's gonna be like $7.92, $2.40 for this. Splints will help me with freaking general sprains and material like that. I'll put 2 sets into getting more antibiotics. At least the herbal kind. Potato seeds are back where they belong. Let's see. Actually, I don't need that in here, but I will take these two back over there into town. So I could fill them up, and then I think that'll be it for the time being until I wake up later tomorrow. I think it'll be later tomorrow. Or later today, because it's already like 2:03 in the morning. I should probably get some Z's, because that probably explains why I'm feeling tired again. I completely forgot to go to sleep again, so I entertain myself or whatever. Not gonna watch Archer, but I will probably watch some old YouTube videos from a few years ago. Roughly, it's like 8 years ago or so. Whenever I was younger, and I'll tell you guys this, whenever I was younger, I did try to get into like the group with Komodo Gaming and stuff like that, but I was a little too unhinged to really like work with them. They kind of wanted to like steer clear from it. Like, I even got an offer, I think, once from Baron Von Games to actually, you know, see if I wanted to join him and collab with him at one point. And I was a little bit too unhinged for that. Then at one point, I tried asking Dragast, you know, aka Dre. Tried asking him. Well, he said, get 10,000 subscribers or more, and then maybe I'll think about it. And I think that was back when I had like 43 subs. Now, hanging out with Dre probably would be the coolest thing to like do, like on the fly. Since Dre is more adult related type of stuff, which means he doesn't have to really, you know, doesn't have to really castrate himself for the general public, so that way he could fit in with society. That's what makes Dre different. Should probably keep these Molotovs in mind while I'm doing operational expenses. So far, they've bailed me out of trouble with, you know, obscene creatures in general. Kind of bailed me out of trouble a couple times already. Imagine eating baked carrots and tomatoes over a few days. Tomatoes roughly last you about 2 weeks if you take care of them properly, and you keep them sealed or wrapped properly and away from other kinds of moisture, humidity, and other stuff. Tomatoes can last you a little while. Now, if you're really bad at understanding, you know, like as soon as you pull the tomato off the plant, and I'll tell you this, as soon as the tomato is ripe, and then you pull it off of the plant, the odds of the plant, like the odds of the tomato spoiling increase. And it gets pretty hectic when it comes to understanding how fast a tomato could spoil. Always got to make sure they're down for the count. Oh shit, is that a freaking dog? Oh crap, it's another horde animal probably. Should probably get this and then throw it. And then run for my fucking life. car exploded over there. Now, before some of you openly judge me, yes, I do throw Molotov cocktails at the enemy. Yes, I do calculate my chances of survival. Yes, I do calculate numerous things. Like him, he's frozen in place and doesn't notice me, and the main reason why he's frozen in place is because he's a part of that point of interest. That's why he doesn't notice me. So if you ever see a zombie randomly standing there, it's because he's a part of the point of interest. And in order for him to be triggered is either by A, sound, B, entering the trigger point blocks, which are usually found on the surface tiles, meaning above the regular blocks you're used to seeing. That's really the only way, more or less, you're going to be able to activate them, because their point of interest spawned in enemies, basically. And until that point of interest is triggered, they're kind of just sitting there. Sort of like in limbo. They don't really have a place. Now, if you guys are wondering why did I throw that Molotov cocktail in a random area or over there by that store, the main reason I threw that over there was so that they would be attracted to that area that I was in. If I can keep them stuck in that area whenever they spawn in, they can't cause me problems over here at the main headquarters. Does that make sense? I keep them away from me. They don't ever get close to where I live, and they never seem to find me. Which means I can run scot-free if I need to. Now, if you're thinking that that's some chicken shit, well, here's some crap for you. You gotta do what you gotta do, whether you like it or not. I know some people are gonna say that's really cowardly, but if you really look at it down the road, you got two questions, or really two answers for this particular subsidiary function. A, you can face off with the undead, or B, you can run like hell. And those two options have obvious answers. One, you don't want to face off with the undead, and two, you want to be running as fast as you can to get away from them. The further you are from them, the safer you'll be, and the less likely you will incur penalties. Now, in some cases, you can handle them as long as you have an automatic weapon on hand. But if you don't have an automatic weapon on hand, you're not really winning. And I'm letting you know that now. You're not going to win that fight. It's just a fact. So if you're not wielding a freaking huge Magnum or an M60 machine gun and a random zombie horde appears, you're not winning that fight. Your best choice is to run. Now, some people may disagree and be like, you can always just fight them. And truth is, you could always just fight them and run the risk of getting the shit beaten out of you, which I guarantee you are going to have some pretty sad results, because you're going to be mad because you died. And then you're going to be like, it's all your fault, sockhead. When in reality, it's actually your fault, because you went out of your way to do something clearly stupid. Now, Molotov cocktails are a decent starting weapon and everything, but if the enemy's health exceeds 250, odds are it's going to take like 2 or 3 of those babies to really get the enemy down to the count. Now, if you're wondering why I'm breaking this block down right here, so that I can put in a wood frame block and then install a metal door right there and probably seal up this section of the wall with some solid blocks, because these are solid right here, But this right here is not. Now I could take a look and see if it'll do exactly what I think it's going to do. But more or less, I'm only going to need 2 blocks. I need to put those away for a second and then put those into crafting. But before I do any of that, I need to look at it. This top block will do. Then I need to create the door made out of iron. So I need to make the iron door. If I even can. This is a shutter, so it's not what I'm looking for. This is a hatch, which is also not what I'm looking for. I think the door requires springs. No, it requires a crafting bench, workbench, wrench. So instead I have to settle for the shitty wooden door. Whoop-de-fucking do. I mean, it doesn't really matter anyways. I just need it to last. Got that right there. I got this armored up, that armored up, that armored up. Okay. Then I need to have this armored up, so that way that's protected. Get this door segment armored up. This, this, and this. I want it to at least be armored up, so that way the wall survives. Because it's a pretty big chunk of distance between me and them. So I just need the walls to survive long enough to run. And then if they do get in, they're likely only to get in for one section. So if I'm smart, and I do make a break for it, instead of running for there, I'm going to jump out of here, run up this wall, jump off the wall, instead of running from here straight to that wall where that door might not get closed behind me. You want to jump the wall just so you can have the advantage. Because likely a majority of them will stay locked inside behind the walls, and eventually they'll despawn. Eventually being the key words. Now there is a way to combat them, and that's to dig a moat around the whole building. But because the street nearby is made out of concrete, making the moat would be the riskiest part. Could get Nimble Crafter. Could get better barter as well. This costs 2 points. Forge Ahead is already there. Unlock Advanced Bellows Recipe. Tool Crafting level 2. That'll really help, Tool Crafting level 2. But I also want to increase this as well. Most I'm going to get is 50% harvest count. So we'll get tool crafting rank 2, so I can get what I need from it for the time being. Turn that off, go from there. Click recipes. I got a claw hammer now available, which is good if I want to repair certain things at a faster speed, but not necessarily half the things I need. With 2 leather I can make an iron fire axe, which will increase my harvesting ratio. So we'll go with the iron fire axe. We'll get some material from him.
Hello, traveler.
396.
Great doing business with you. Come back and tell your friend.
Only if there were any of them left alive, I would. Pizza poultices. The iron knife will come in handy if I ever needed to handle something, but more or less I'm going to keep the machete going. You got a scrap sledgehammer. This might work out if I had the material for it. But we're looking for tools. Scrap iron fire axe, which will take a lot of leather to actually do. You got this, the mechanics tool 21. At least level 21. We're not looking for a scrap iron fire axe, we're looking for the iron fire axe. Unless I need the other thing. Yeah, let's see if I can do the other thing. No, I need Advanced Engineering 1, which I don't have. And I really more or less shouldn't have wasted my time on that. Waste. That was wasteful. Oh well. That'll have to do for the time being. Put that in there, I guess. Okay. Alright guys, I want to thank you for tuning in to the Wobbly Ricks. I should probably get some sleep. And I am going to try to get some sleep anyways. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the Wobbly Ricks and getting whatever it is necessary done. And accomplishing the necessary materials for whatever it is I'm trying to complete. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and try to figure things out. Hold on guys, the horde might have actually have just showed up. Oh God, don't let this be the horde, because if one of them finds me, then all of them are going to slowly rush here. Nope, but they are over there. Yep, I was definitely right. They found me somehow. Holy shit, I found a 44 Magnum. Problem kinda solved? This shit. There's the rest of them. Fuck me, dude. Son of a bitch. If I shoot her in the fucking face with the assault rifle, this is gonna cause me problems. Fucking son of a bitch, dude. Son of a bitch. Oh, fucking come on, bro. Fuck the hell off, man. It's always this shit. Dude, seriously? That's some annoying ass shit right there. When I say annoying, I mean fucking annoying ass shit. One fucking minute in my whole damn life that I want some fucking peace and quiet and I have to deal with this garbage ass shit. And then there's a fucking maximum zombie sized horde appearing out of the fucking thin air like if it's fucking Hallelujah on Sonic the fucking Hedgehog with this shit. Sure, I may have gotten some decent loot out of it, but it isn't decent enough to make up for the stupidity I have to put up with. To burn this bimbo alive. Look at that fucking crowd over there. Yeah, you keep burning alive in there. Seriously. The shitty part is I'm probably gonna have to ditch the armor. Oh great, I got lacerations too. The only way to fix a laceration would literally be to use a tourniquet, of which I'm in no possession of. Oh, thank God he bailed. For anyone wondering, this turned out to be a rather subsequently adverse function. This was literally too close even for my comfort. Roughly, I did not feel comfortable throughout that entire interaction. Can't really use that either. No health, no bonuses, nothing. Let's rename this to meds. That was a literal massive horde size. That's like 64. For anybody wondering the horde size, that was approximately 64 infected, which means somehow 64 infected is still running on this. I could barely handle 8. At the insanity of this difficulty, I could barely handle 8 of them. To try to take on 64 would require an automatic grenade launcher like Mark 32 or MK 42 automatic system. Now, of course, the 44 Magnum does have its advantage, but it's not very advantageous when you think about the long run. My AK-47 is advantageous, but everything else is not. I have a can of stock, so I can make 2 sham soups. We'll make that real quick. Got 1 skill point, and I need to put it somewheres. Workbenches. There we go. Mechanical parts and wood. I got plenty of mechanical parts, plenty of forged iron. Now I can create the workbench I need in order to roughly get what I need out of it. Well, the wood's got to stay on me. I need way more gasoline if I'm meant to make anything in the near future. Since I'm likely going to run into things that I need to save material, so I need to get Science Crafting 2 and Tool Crafting 3 if I want to get the Chemistry Station. Although my previous playthrough, which was earlier today, the reason why I started a new game file was because I kind of got tired of getting beaten up and being highly underprepared and having such low defenses in my previous base build. And although I did have more material built into my previous base, it was just impossible to continue playing the game any further because I kept dying so frequently that it became abundantly hopeless to try to continue to play. And it was due to those technical difficulties that playing the game made it, well, useless. It wasn't going to fare too well. With this buff active, you will lose less food to regenerate your health and less water to regenerate your stamina. With higher durations of this buff, treated abrasions, sprains, and breaks will also completely heal. Well, before we turn that back on, let's add some more wood. At least roughly 30 minutes worth. It's always good to take buffs with you. Oh. Warming fire, cold resistance plus 15. Now keep in mind, in some cases, if you're like that warming fire buff only I think applies once, the more you have active, the more it gives. Taking antibiotic medicines reduce infection that you may be suffering from. You can stack antibiotic medicines to increase the duration. You have taken dysentery medication, which will reduce the dysentery that you may be suffering from. You can stack dysentery medication to increase the duration. The highest you're ever going to have is, I think, 250%. You can also prevent dysentery and cure fatigue or disease resistance by 100%. Cure your fatigue by 100%. It's supposed to last 15 minutes, but it doesn't. The enemy is pummeling the outside gate. They're going to burn for another few more seconds With them burning in a group like that, it should make it easier to handle. Now, don't quote me on that because I really can't give you a straight answer, but I am going to run far enough to make sure that I get what I need out of it. Oh, that's a feral dog. How does this? No, it's a zombie dog with 200 health. 44 Magnum rounds to the chin won't do shit to that animal. I'll tell you that much. Okay, it's not a feral. That is a fucking animal. This is what I do not like. Should probably run my ass out of here. I knew that shit was going to cause me problems. That stupid football player and dumb animal was going to be right there. Okay, it's a standard thug. I have nothing to spare now. Oh, it's like Trader's compound is completely compromised, so that guy's fucked. I won't be. Oh, wooden bow schematic. I think I technically already can make one. Yeah, I can make the crossbow and wooden bow already. Vegetable stew. That's a pretty good item to have on hand. I think I left the stove running over there, or I think I turned it off as soon as they noticed me. Well, whatever the case is, they're probably going to be there for a little while. I think I have goldenrod tea unlocked. Nope, I don't. So we'll consume that so I don't have to deal with it. If I make a campfire here, I can pretty much purify some water on the fly. Now don't ask me why all of a sudden my brain started to work. Because right now it isn't working. When I say this, I'm completely surrounded. For anyone wondering. Got the buff, 4 minutes, 47 seconds. Sometimes being home is better, but I can halt the process of it decaying on that. Got 9 in government, warming fire. And baked, you suffer 20% penalty to your food and water consumption, but your stress has decreased slightly and you'll continue to do so. You're also immune to stun effects, which, might I add, could have killed me back there if I had gotten stunned by that dumb animal. I think I had fatigue if I wasn't mistaken. Taking vitamins might help me. It's not a guarantee though. Okay, so we're gonna let all this water, I guess, boil or whatever. "20 max stamina, 20 water, 10 health." Could use it. This will also give me a temporary buff, which will mean that I can benefit from it substantially. You consume some average quality food, your health will slowly regenerate while this buff is active. Hearty stew. It's good for you, it keeps you full for quite a while. Increase your food by a small amount every 10 seconds. Looks like although I have a 20% penalty on food and water, looks like it's reaching up beyond the normal norms, so I'm doing pretty well so far. I've got 25% health remaining. The general vitamins I'm consuming are pretty good. The max stamina bonus will last me 6 minutes. I need to get rid of some of this weight I'm carrying, otherwise I'm a dead man walking. So I'm going to drop the blueberry seeds and stuff. Let me drop them somewhere else where they won't be a problem. Gonna drop these bones. I understand that dying might not cause me a problem, but considering the last place I was at my headquarters, and the last place all those infected subjects were at was also where I was living. Okay, it's a regular. There. Now with all this in place, I can probably roughly survive the issues. It says my health will slowly increase. So far, I've yet to see that happen. Well, I mean, I got some bowls. I could make some cornbread. We'll make some baked potatoes, cornbread, and some other crap, so I have something to eat on the fly. It's going to take a little bit of time, though. Question is, does it have the time to be able to do that? I pretty much lost the entirety of that shop over there until the wandering horde vanishes. I've managed to do good already by not dying and keeping myself alive on this insane difficulty. The problem is mainly wandering hordes and a whole bunch of other stud issues. If I can keep the fabric material coming, and I have enough, whatever it is I actually need. I already forgot what it was. If I can keep the general material and things coming in my way, I can generally keep it. Just keep going. I'm not entirely sure how long I can keep going. Once nightfall happens, it's kind of pretty much it. So the Molotov cocktails require about 100 gas can, which is roughly about 12 ounces or so of pure gasoline, a single cloth fragment mixed with oil. So that way it spreads and stays lit. Gasoline alone will stay lit for a certain amount of seconds, but if you have roughly some oil on hand and you mix oil and gasoline and you keep stirring it for a while, it'll make it viscous, basically more flammable. Now, if you want to make it a little different and then you want to make it to where it has maybe a popping kind of physical sound or physical effect, then adding styrofoam to gasoline and then mixing it with oil will basically at that point, if it's like styrofoam that you get from like packages and stuff, like the peanuts and all that stuff, it takes a lot of that material to roughly make napalm. Napalm can be made in two kinds of ways: styrofoam and the use of chemicals and glue. So there's like two ways you can make it. Highly flammable adhesive is like the poor man's napalm, essentially. There's also various ways of making similar products, but with a more devastating effect. But even though this may be educational, in a sudden functional way, you should also remember that creating anything that could be considered a WMD or in any other capacity harmful or threatening towards the general public can make you look pretty sour within the general public's eyes. So the last thing you want to have is more problems with life. Well, you know, if you're cruising for a bruising, there's nothing I can do about that either. That much I will say. If you're cruising for a bruising, there's not much I can tell you there. That's like the rough estimation I'm going to give you. If you're cruising for a bruising, there's nothing I can do there. Especially if you get beat up. Oh man. See, this one has 250% sneak damage, but this one has 200% sneak damage. The reason why this one has 200% sneak damage is simply because of its basis. A crossbow is slow to reload but does more damage than a bow. This weapon can be fired underwater. Hold reload to use alternate ammo. Repairs with a repair kit, scrap to bow, or crossbow parts. However, in this case, if I tried to scrap this item, it wouldn't scrap to a bow or crossbow parts, it would scrap into iron. Which, I don't know if that's just an issue with the mod conflicting with something else, but that also could be it. The mod is conflicting with something else, which is creating a substantial issue. Could make a torch by cloth fragments. Oh my god. That better not be what I think it is. What's in here? Scrap iron shovel and a better scrap iron pickaxe. We'll drop the animal fat and scraps. So what the hell is this loser hitting? That's what he was hitting. Could make wood spikes, but I do have this. Oh, great, I can't do any of that either. Okay, so my visibility has been reduced by removing that posted lamp right there. I reduced my visibility to the infected pretty heavily. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna scrap that. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, that tells me that they are backing around. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in for Wobbly Ricks. I'm probably going to end up in probably weirder trouble than normal whenever that happens with whatever that is that I'm dealing with. Hopefully things don't go down a drain. And hopefully I don't perish. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your friends or whatever. And the reason why the name of this thing is called Screw Content is because there really isn't much content I really can make at the moment. I don't even know what game series to tackle, since nobody ever posts a comment on what they believe I should play. Now, actually, at one poll I made, people highly suggested I played Wobbly Life, which tomorrow or later today, I guess I will do Wobbly Life, and it will be on a stream. So it'll be a live stream of Wobbly Life. I did upload some War Thunder content, but nobody's really interested in it unless I'm screaming my head off in anger, which is true. People come for the rage. Thanks for tuning in.